Welcome back, generals, to another Let's Fix Generals 0 hour to make the best game ever. Good, so last session we have done a few more reviews. The file is deleted. Cleaner diff than deletions. Okay. Why is this disabled? Depended on mix file. The game doesn't use mixes, so sake for having a clean PR, I just did this as rest of thumbnail code is called. Okay. Okay, well, that sounds like we can merge it then. Okay. Good, then we do squash and merge. Partially clean up that, da. Partially clean up W. Okay. Was there anything else merged in the meantime? Let me see. No. Looks good. Gen ZH, partially clean up. There we go. Good. That is done. Next. Update bug report template. Updated bug reports. Issue template to add type bug and other smart. Okay. I will look at this later. If I push it now, then it will stop the compilation on main branch. So let's not do that. Okay. Let's take a look at this one. Brings most of WWMath. Brings most of WWMath in line with 0 hour. Okay, so this is also. Let's look at the files first. So it's renaming it. Matrix 3. 3 by 3. Okay, so it's just a rename of the matrix here. Clap int if var return min var return max var. Return var. Float as int. Where's that? Here it's inline. Oh, so it's literally just casting the float value to a number by dereferencing its address. Interesting. Yeah, looks good. I see. So they take a pointer to this. Oh my gosh. Oh man. So they take a pointer to this first thing, then they iterate through the pointers, and then they XOR them. Yeah. XOR and OR, and then it's expected to be 0. Yeah. So each of these is expected to be 0. And that's interesting. That's a very interesting way to compare these. Is that really so much faster than like just checking if all the fields match? Interesting. Very interesting. Wow, a 5-year jump here. Look at that. Very big. Massive jump. Victor 3i16. So that's a 6-byte type with 2-byte alignment. Initialized equals. Here they don't use the XOR trick. Here's a regular comparison. Looks like this was not worth it to optimize then. Oof, what is this here? Oof. This is bad. I think I remember this from Simon. I did an improvement here on this. Basically, you can make this a union to have this, but then also have like an array presentation of this, and then you can access this more nicely without this reinterpret cast here. Because it's outrageous. Yeah. Goddamn hex here. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Peak mapper. Okay. Mm-hmm. 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 I wonder if there's a world where this could be just matrix 4. Remain that way. Like, why is this suddenly necessary? Matrix name change to avoid max conflicts. Let me ask. So there is definitely no way to keep the matrix 3, matrix 4 names. And transfer these to 0 hour. What? Matrix 4x4's inverse does not work. Re-implement? Huh? Why does it not work? What? Strange. Yeah, I think a change looks fine. It's just a bunch of renamings plus adding a few functions here and there. Yeah. Remaining files are that. Come on, require discussion. Let me rephrase this. So, is there a possibility to use names in 0 hour? Looks proper. Good. So let me see if that has built. Yep, that has built. So we can submit the next one. Update bug report issue template to add type bug and other small improvements. Labels bug triage. Bug triage. Can we like see? Bug reports, bug triage. What am I looking at here right now? Okay. Okay. Labels, documentation. Confirm squash and match. Okay, we need to add some labels. Refactor generals. Minor. Okay, so mod dir what is this here? That's weird. It's so useless, yeah. Mod dir. Check for a mod cursor. Loaded. Is not empty. F name. Num directions. Num directions. Okay, same here. F name. Let me open. Let me search for. Let me search for this guy here. Let's do. No, already found. This will need some documentation in a YAML file once we get to that. Okay, then I think we can commit that as well. Skipped. Port mod cursor support from generals. Okay. Okay. Then next, let's see. Let's see what kind of comments we got here. Okay, we got some activity here. Let's see. Fix replay CSC checking. Let's see what Helmut has written. Oh, I did, yeah. The multiplayer replaces queue usually gets to size 16 or so. That's why the queue is necessary, and that's what I tried to explain. That comment you didn't understand. Yeah, okay. I changed the message to indicate the frame number where the mismatch CSC actually happens, not when it's detected, which is a bit later. Okay. Cons. Indeed, I loaded a single player replay, single player skirmish replay. Okay, I will test with a multiplayer replay. Let's take a look at these changes first. Some info about CSC. In each game, each peer periodically calculates the CSC from the local game state and sends that in a message to all peers, including itself, so that everyone can check that the CSC is synchronous. In a CSC is, yeah, I would have written in sync, is in sync, but I guess that's also fine. In a networkgram, there is a delay between sending the CSC message and receiving it, okay? This is necessary because if you were to wait each frame for all messages from all peers, things would go horribly slow. Okay, understandable. But this delay is not but this delay is not a problem for CRC checking because everyone receives the CRC in the same frame and every peer just makes sure all the received CRCs are equal. Okay. While playing replays, this is a problem. However, the CRC messages while playing replays, this is a problem. However, the CRC messages in the replays appear on the frame they were received, which can be a few frames delayed if it was a network game. Okay, I understand. And if we were to compare those with a local game set, they wouldn't sync up. Okay, I understand. So in order to fix this, we need to queue up our local CRCs so that we can check it when with the CRC message that come later. Aha, I see. Okay, I understand this description. This is thank you for the new description. I understand now. Smiley. Okay. Okay. Yep. More than 20 years later, finally fixed and re-enabled. Yeah, thank you. Good. So did he delete local player? Set local player? Yeah, he did. Can set that to resolve. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's give this a spin with a multiplayer replay so we can see the queue. So we have that change here, right? Oof. It was recorder CPP, right? Recorder CPP. And then we put a breakpoint in here. And then this one was also fixed. Is a change list in the first post in the correct format for the change log? Slightly. We still need to create the YAML. I have not followed up on the change log stuff, and I think we will create YAML. I think we will create YAML files retroactively later for the merged changes that require a changelog entry so far. I think we will create YAML files retroactively later for the merge changes that require a changelog entry so far. For the already merged changes that require. Not important right now. Okay. Fix replace CLC checking. Okay. So this one has failed to build. Huh. Unclear if there will be, well, okay, so let me run this guy with with multiplayer. So basically we will go to multiplayer, network, create a match, and start. Then we take this dozer and we move a little bit, build a couple more dozers. Oh, that shocked me a bit. Thunder. Why is there no supply here nearby, apart from this one? Okay, we already got a strong dozer spam here, but interestingly, there's not much supplies on this map. Jesus. Not much at all. Okay, let's go to the city center. Yeah, let's go to the tower. Why does this building have blue lights? That's very fancy. All right. Okay, let's build here some cars. Okay, I think that's good enough. Let's quit. Let's save this as VS 2022. VS 2022 network replay. Oh boy. Why is the replay list so broken? Okay, so let's see. We go to watch. just size 1. Size 1. I tried it. I now also tried playback for a network match, and that also shows max 1 M data entry. So this -1 is correct. Yes. It means the current frame can never be the mismatching one. Only the previous or one before that. The current frame can never be the mismatching one. I find this suspicious. Like, why can the current frame not be the mismatching one? Why does it have to be a previous one? I don't see it. I don't see the reason for this. Okay. All right, so commits. What cursor support? This one is built. Well, if we are looking at this guy, then let's see if there's any other left. Bit test. Yeah, just this one. General's MD. Okay. follow up for that. Okay. Let's submit it then. Proof. Okay. Done. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Fix code to be buildable using MinGW. Poor. How much is this? Ready for review. So many commits. Let me see. Oof. Oof. It's a massive change. This is a really massive change. I mean, I do appreciate that it's broken down into small commits, so that's great. But a pull request with 32 commits is quite something. Oof. Okay. Poof. Okay. Well, let's start review this then. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh. Looks fine, I guess. Okay. Looks also fine. Alphabetical order. Several times in this change. Perhaps cpp macros .h can be removed at a few more places by now. A few more places then. If present. Okay. So far, so good. Jesus Christ. Uh, uh, Jesus Christ. It's quite interesting that this thing, that MinGW, why does it need to specify the type of the enum? Can't it just assume integer by default? Is that not legal? Does the standard say that has to be an explicit underlying type specified in the declaration? Huh. Let me ask ChatGPT. What does the C++ standard say about enum declarations and its underlying type? Does it need to be specified? Enumeration type can have an underlying type, which is a type used to store the values of the enumerators. Implicitly shows an underlying type. If no underlying type is specified, the compiler will choose one based on certain rules. For scoped enumerations, enum class or enum struct. Huh? Enum struct is this thing? I didn't know that. I know enum class or enum struct. What? What? The underlying type defaults to int unless explicitly specified. For an unscoped enumeration, plain enum, the underlying type is an implementation defined integral type that can represent all the enumerator values. It cannot be larger than int unless all values require a larger type. Okay, hold on. So we are looking at unscoped. The underlying type is an implementation defined integral type. It's not really clear to me what this means. Can you elaborate on Hmm. Hmm. It's really strange. But okay, I don't know MinGW. Maybe it just acts in this weird way. But I find it to be quite a burden. This is quite a burden. What is the error message on MinGW for this? With is there perhaps a way to overwrite this? Is there perhaps a way to avoid an error by specifying the default unscoped default type for unscoped enums to the compiler? This is quite a burden. What is the error message? Is there perhaps a way to avoid an error by specifying the default type for unscoped enums? It's quite a burden because Visual Studio users, because MSVC users need to remember putting that. This is a small burden. Putting that thing. What is the error message? Yeah, this is really, it is a bit upsetting, yeah. Ah, much better. What a troll. So he went through all enums and placed that thing. My gosh. My gosh. My gosh. Okay. Next. Fix of missing forward declarations. Okay. Why is this so spacious here? Perhaps put that closer to one of the other mesh classes above. looks good enough. Fix of missing includes. Oh boy. Windows. EH. What is this EH? Oh boy. I do appreciate that he makes very orderly change. What is this? Ooh, no. No. That's not the right way. Hold on. We already have using here. Why does he need to specify this here? I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Why is this required? There already is a using clause above that should avoid this. Mesh model class. Let's go to this guy here. Can this be avoided by adding a using dynamic vector class vector in the class declaration? This is how we fixed these for VS 2022. Same for all the other additions in this commit. Okay, what do we have here? Template. Uh-huh. Huh. Huh. It's a specialization. Was it not? Huh. Mm. Mm-hmm. Curious why this is needed here. Okay. Is this initialization required to get it to compile? Same here. Man, it's quite a big change. So what is this here? Why does this need the removal of static? Fix of non-static declarations. Fix of non-static declarations with static definitions. Fix of non-static declarations with what? Non-static declarations with static definitions. Okay, so here remove static. Huh? I don't understand why this is required. Fix of non-static declarations with static definitions. Fix of non-static declarations with static definitions. But here, this is a static declaration, and here's a static definition for it. Why does this not work? I am surprised that this is a problem. What is the error? Static function in CPP should be legal, no? I don't understand what the problem is here. Fix or function pointer cast to void. Oof. Oof. I wonder. Is there any benefit in using static cast void over ccast void? Static cast void over ccast void. Yes, static cast zero benefits. Only allows valid, well-defined conversions. CCAST is more permissive and can accidentally invoke reinterpret cast, which may lead to unintended conversions. Allowed converts int void. Allowed but can hide errors if misused. Okay, but this is integer. This description is wrong here. I'm not sure if there's a practical difference between ccast void and static cast void. It should always yield the same result. It's different for other types, of course, but for void, I think it's always the same, no? I'm not following here the explanations from GPT. Give me an example where void cast would lead to undesired behavior, to potentially undesired behavior. Okay, but isn't here the problem not with this, but with this here? Like when I look at this, to me, it looks like the problem is only here, but it's not here or here, right? Or am I seeing this wrong? Like to me, it looks like it wouldn't make a difference. It only makes a difference once you throw non-void pointer types into the mix, right? Okay. Please provide an example that only concerns voids with no other pointer types. Yeah. Just void star. Give me an unsafe for just, again he throws float in the I think ChatGPT doesn't get it, or I don't get it. But I asked it to just give an example with void star, and again he does like float star. So the error is with this, not with this. This is a so if he would here do the C cast here, then it would lead to the same result, regardless whether or not this was static cast, right? Why do I see this wrong here? So the way I see this void star is probably fine. Let me, I'm really not sure. Perhaps use static cast void for these. Not sure if that makes any difference for void star. Sure, if that makes any difference with void star. Yeah, I'm really not sure if static cast with void star has any tangible difference. With the others, yes, but like basically a void star is special. You can cast anything. You can cast basically you can cast anything, any pointer to a void pointer, right? And it doesn't matter if you use a reinterpret cast or a static cast. It works with both. So that's why I'm not sure if there's any. Well, there's const cast. Yeah, I guess constness makes a difference. Yeah. Yeah. Um, Let me say void will cast constness away. Yeah, I think that's the difference. Yeah. But otherwise, like static cast and reinterpret cast in terms of void star, I think that's the same. I could be mistaken, but in my experience, the way it behaves, it has the same consequence. But for const, it's a different story. So this would error when it couldn't cast to const. So if you had like a const float something, then you cannot cast it into void star without the const, right? Yeah. Same for all other void star casts. Probably makes no practical difference, but perhaps is the graceful thing to do. Practical difference. Yeah. Yeah, I think it doesn't make much of a difference, but static cast void star I think is fine. Yeah. Good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This change I'm not sure of. Oh, it's so much. What's the time? Oh boy. Oh boy. There are 12 playable factions and 1 standard faction. There are also numerous unused units. What about civilian structures? Oh, I propose we make a great map. It should be a max, a 6-player map, so we can actually finish a game without mismatches. Players should be given access to multiple factions. We can add in any important civilian nature objects as well. Okay, we need to kickstart the test. If you can make it one giant replay, then that would be even easier. The less replays with more stuff in there, the better. The more gameplay stuff in there, the better. That would be better for testing. Oh, Helmut says yes. Okay. Okay, that's surprising. Huh. Yes. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. All right. Okay. Then if Helmut says yes, then yes. Ah, this is so much here. Okay, we need to revisit this guy here. I think I need a break. Yeah, I'm already tired. Yeah, didn't get much done. It's just so much to review. No. Yeah, I think I will continue or review this next session. Yeah. By the way, there's oof, what do we have here? Oh, okay. Oof. I think the C cast is probably good enough. I will delete this comment here. Yeah. But let me say here, the commit title has typing error, typing mistake. Okay. Yeah, I will take a break here. Yeah. Then I wish you a great day or night. Until next time. Goodbye.